What's up, guys? It's your homeboy Cowboy Crunk coming to you from Houston, H-Town, baby, Texas. It's your War Daddy. I know I haven't done a video. I said I was going to get this rolling again, but the transition has been a little more time consuming than I thought. I haven't been able to put the time into, looking into the draft really the way I wanted to. I've really looked at the scenario for the first round. Other than that, really, the second round, as you guys know, it's going to fall the way it falls. That's especially when you start taking best player available. But in this first round, we have a little bit of a different situation. Our defense, I believe in first player available if your defense and offense are relatively equal in status. But when you have a defense that was as horrible as ours, you cannot pass on high level first round and even probably second round defenders that can probably start for you most likely. If your first rounder doesn't start for you when you bring in a defender, you've got an issue. If you're not drafting well. If your second rounder doesn't start, needs maybe a few games, six weeks into the season, a little different. If you've got a mediocre defense, but with the type defense we have, with the holes and the lack of run defense, the lack of secondary we definitely have a second round guy that we have to draft that I think can start. So that's where we have to put our attention. The thing is, right now, there's some things shuffling around. I wanted to do a video actually yesterday because to me, I actually was thinking this when I looked at the draft for the first time like a week ago, really, really solid. I started looking at it. I was like, Denver's sitting there. What are they going to do? Could they be a key player in this? And then today I saw a few videos pop up where Denver is possibly, we don't know what they're going to do. Could they leave a quarterback on the board that would be sitting there for us, which would allow us to trade back a few spots? Or are they going to take a quarterback? If there's a quarterback sitting there that, let's say Atlanta doesn't take a quarterback. Some of these teams that we're looking at, Pitts is not going to be there. Somebody's going to either not take a quarterback that we're thinking and take Pitts and just roll with, Atlanta may roll with Ryan one more year because this is a generational type player. But then again, Atlanta's thinking if we don't take a quarterback this year, where do we pick next year? If we pick 20th or 16th, or if we do better, which they have the capability of doing, of course, then they're picking later, and they don't have an opportunity to get that quarterback without packaging something. So it really depends on what other teams do. All these scenarios, the scenarios about Pitts and him falling, and the Cowboys. I don't think there's any way we get Pitts. It's not a discussion to be had really, unless he just falls there. Going up and getting him, to me, completely ridiculous when we need to focus on our defense. Another thing to me, guys, is improving your offense. Let's say if we have an offense that's capable with a little offensive line help, if we're just stronger on the offensive line, if we're healthier on the offensive line, if we're capable of producing 450 yards like we were before Dak got hurt, how much can you improve? Can you improve to 500 yards per game? I mean, does that really help you that much? What if you take, by getting Pitts is what I'm talking about. What if you take, one of these defenders that's going to cut 70, 80 yards off of your allowable yards, the yards you're allowing a game? What if you get a defender that creates 2 or 3 extra fumbles, or 2 or 3 tackles behind the line of scrimmage, 4 interceptions, and is a playmaker in your secondary, a guy that can lock down a receiver, a safety that can lock down center field, a tenacious dog, which we don't have. We don't have a dog. We have no dog on our team, and that's another thing that I'm reaching out for and looking for. And to me, that's why I got Horn over Surtain. And another reason is, these Alabama guys, they come in, they're play ready. They are. They've got the weight room. They've got the locker room. They've got the background of being in Alabama. They're maxed out usually on their ability to play football as far as the level they're at. They're coming in as rookies. They're maxed out rookies. That's the level they're coming in. They're going to get better. They are going to come into a pro setting. They're going to eat even a little better. But you got guys. South Carolina, I'm sure has a great locker room facilities. They have probably also have dietitians there that help them, with all those things. They have a great weight room, a physical therapist, but I'm sure it's not to the level of Alabama. You don't have the level of coaching at South Carolina. So I think Horn comes in and is able to be coached up even to a higher level, because I think he comes in at 70, 80%, 85% of what he's capable of doing right now. And if he gets under the right secondary coach and he puts the effort in and increases his weight room ability, and increases his strength and gets with a better speed worker and stuff like that, and mainly learns the technique and creates his technique. I'm 100% they teach better technique in the secondary at Alabama than they do in Carolina. So put him in that position, and who do you take? Do you take a guy that's probably at 80% of his potential right now, or a guy that it's 100% when right now they're probably equal? Maybe Surtain's 95% of, but he's been coached by his father. He's been around high-level intellectual football guys since he's been a kid. I mean, so I would prefer to have the guy that you probably can put it in a car. You guys know I like cars. Put it in a car scenario. Would you purchase a car that's already tricked out? It's got a good engine, got a big engine, got turbos on it, got the exhaust, everything. Or do you buy a car that's the same speed that doesn't have the turbos on it yet, doesn't have the exhaust? But once you add those things to it, once you fine tune it, now that car is a much better, faster, quicker, better handling car than the one that you bought that was fully loaded. And that's the way I look at it. That's why I'm Horn over Surtain. That's why we got to wait to see what happens in this draft. One of those guys is going to be there. I think there are, and we need that dog. This guy's that dog. I know Diggs and Surtain being together before is a big big deal. Working together, they'll have that cohesiveness in the secondary. But that really works more with your safety in your corner. Now, if you were going to get a safety that if there was a top elite safety that Diggs had worked with before, you put those guys on the same side and bang, that's what we were hurting with last year. That's what was killing us. The guy from Seattle, Tyler Lockett killed us over and over. Every time, Diggs would drop back. Diggs would release Tyler Lockett to the safety, and the safety would be covering a tight end in the flats, and Tyler Lockett streaking down the field. Diggs is trying to catch up with him because he's released him to the safety, and the safety's taken another player in coverage. And that's what we're talking about, busted coverage. It was too difficult. The guys weren't understanding it. They threw some schemes in them on the defense that was just difficult for these young guys to handle. So that's where I stand on it, guys. As you guys can see, I've gotten kind of moved in. We still got a garage full of boxes. We're still moving. I've kind of got the office set up. That's my temporary office. This was actually lost in storage. I completely had a conniption fit and freaked out because the Super Bowl trophy from 1971 was lost, and irreplaceable item there. I did place it on the expensive items in storage along with the chairs that I had bought. I have 4 of these chairs. The other are up there in the office area upstairs, which I'm still working on. I don't know if you guys can see that upstairs. That's my office area there. So still working on some things here, but I'm ready to get the channel rolling again. I did actually think about coming up to Dallas from Houston and doing a live stream show from the Maverick Bar there where Uncle Fish owns the bar there. I have not missed one of his videos. Completely outstanding. By far the best footage you can get. I mean, the only way you could get better footage is if you got hired by the Cowboys yourself. And I'm sure he even holds information in that he has to. I'm sure he has information that he's not. To me, I'm like, man, he needs to be careful, bro. Sometimes I worry, that the Cowboys may call him in and say, "Hey, man, this YouTube channel you got is giving out too much information," and I worry about the guy. But hey, please, Fish, be careful. Do what you do. Keep bringing us that straight dope. I love it. That's one of the reasons I hadn't started my channel back. I like his channel so much. I see similarities in it. Not me having the amount of knowledge that he has and insight on the Cowboys and exclusive stuff, but I do see a lot of the thinking alike, a lot of the, what do we do with Dak? You guys know I love Dak. I think he's a top 5, top 7, 8 quarterback in the league, but I think he's a top 5 football player. When you add the leadership and all of those things, I think his quarterback characteristics are there. They're great. But I think his football ability, his leadership ability, and all of that moves him well above some of the quarterbacks that might have better quarterback qualities. Maybe a more accuracy, maybe a better deep ball, or ability to read a defense. And he's not bad at those things. He's very good at those things. But there's some quarterbacks that are better. But once you put the other traits that Dak Prescott has, I take Dak Prescott, before those guys any day. So I do want to get the video posted. I'm trying to get back on this, guys. I'm really involved with the draft. I think we end up with one of those 2 corners at 10. The only way that doesn't happen is if Denver is sticking with the quarterback they have currently, and they happen to take a corner. If they take a corner, if Philly moves up ahead of us to take a corner because they think somebody else may take one of the other ones, and Philly moves up and takes a corner, then, we're stuck with one of the offensive linemen. I actually would really prefer to do that. Or if it's a quarterback sitting there and both of the linemen happen to be off and it's receivers sitting there, I say try to trade back. Get quarterback credit. Get your credit on the quarterback that's sitting there. Try to trade back to 15 maybe if New England is still there. If they haven't been one of the teams that moved up, try to move back and, get a teen 15, 16, 14, type pick and maybe a 3rd round. If that's what it comes with, package those 2 3rd rounds up and move back up into the 2nd round, or package a 2nd and 3rd and move to the 1st. Package your 2 seconds if you get a 2nd for it and move up. And that scenario's out there too, guys. Us getting the 15th pick and like the 28th pick or something like that, the 25th pick. And with that, you still get a great corner. Maybe you take a chance on Farley, and you get one of the safeties, a much better safety than we would get at 44. So there's a lot of options there. The Cowboys are sitting in a great place, and I think we should be good to go with that. And other than that, guys, I do want to roll out. I will be watching the draft. I'm probably going to end up watching it from here. I still would like to go up to Dallas, but I've never reached out to Uncle Fish and let him know I'm interested in coming up there. I've just been extremely busy, so I may do that. We'll see. Maybe if I get a reply from him, I'll check the comment box. If I get a comment from him in the comment box, I may come up to Dallas, do a live show while he's at the Star, and then at 11 o'clock he's supposed to come over to the Maverick Bar, and then I could shut my channel down and let him take over if that's what he wants to do or whatever. But hey, guys, Cowboy Crunk is still here. I'm still following my Cowboys. I love them to death. At least I don't have to get up this year at 3 in the morning, 2 in the morning to watch games and so forth. So I won't have to miss days of work, stuff like that. But you guys let me know if you'd like me to come up to Dallas. If there's a group there that wants to get together, let me know. That's slightly an option. Got to get a hold of Cowgirl Crunk and see if she's cool with it. And we'll roll up there and stay a day or two. At least watch the first, watch Thursday and Friday night, and then come back on Saturday, something like that, and then watch Saturday from here. But hit me up in the comment box, guys. Reach out to Fish if you guys want. Let him know Crunk is here, and if he's interested in doing something, we can do that. All right, guys. Do this draft. Let's do it, baby.